Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Main Street Talk podcast. I am your host, Nick. We are recording this on Saturday, May 17th, so all the news we will be talking about will be current until then. So we're back. We're excited to be back. We took some time off. I don't think I have uploaded since October or November, somewhere in that area. A lot of stuff has happened between now and then. We got some new equipment. We've been on a couple trips. And what I'm excited about is the website is finally up. I know I was talking about building that the last time we were recording, and it took some time, but the website is up. It is live. It's mainstreettalkpod.com. I will have links for that down in the show notes. That took some time, took longer than I expected, but that's very exciting. You can go on there. It's 99% complete. I got a few tweaks and stuff to do to it, but for the most part, it is done. There's links on there to contact us. There's links to listen to the show. We have a new blog up and running. Still kind of trying to get that together, but hopefully that will be updated more regularly in the future. So make sure you head over there and check out the website. All of our news and stuff will be there. Any updates. We also took our anniversary trip in November to Walt Disney World. We did our first ever DVC stay at our home resort, Animal Kingdom Lodge, which was absolutely amazing. We did 4 nights at Jumbo House in a resort view room, but upon getting there, we ended up having a Savannah view room. Well, they call it a partial Savannah view room because the people pen was in our view, but not a big deal. You can barely see it. For those of you who don't know, the people pen is a little gated off area for emergencies. So if there was a fire or an evacuation of any sort, that's where they put the people, and that separates them from the animals. So if you have any sort of view of that from your room, that is considered a resort view room, but it was mostly Savannah. We did 4 nights there at Jumbo. We did 3 nights at Kidani with a true Savannah view room. And what was really cool about it is, so they separate the animals. They do not mix animals that would never see each other in the wild, if that makes sense. So if animals would not see each other in the wild, they do not put them together. They try to keep them in their natural habitats. So at Jumbo House, our Savannah view, we had giraffes and zebras and animals of that nature. And Kidani, which was nice. It was different animals. It was opakis or copies. I can't remember what they're called. There was some vultures. There was probably 6 or 7 different species on our Savannah and Kidani, and we were on the first floor, so we were very close to the animals. That was really, really cool. I think we'll talk more about that in a future episode, but between Jumbo and Kidani, when you walk in Jumbo, I mean, you have the wow factor. That lobby is gorgeous. It's huge. They have all the African museum stuff there. And it's just very impressive as soon as you walk in there. Kidani lobby is quite a bit smaller. It is very nice. They have some it's very African themed as well. But I think between the two, we liked Kidani better just for the fact it's a more homey, intimate feeling. It's very quiet. Those hallways can get extremely long, though. That was walking back to your room after a park day. That was kind of a chore. But I do think we preferred Kidani over Jumbo. But we're going to get more into that in a future episode, maybe. And I also became a certified Disney travel agent in the last 3 months or so. So you can contact me to book any trips. My services are completely free. I get paid from Disney, straight commission. I can book Universal as well, but I do get paid straight commission. So all my services are free. I will help you with dining. I will give you suggestions on lightning lanes. I will not book lightning lanes, but I will give you suggestions. And that is on the website as well. I have my contact information. For my travel agency, my email is nick.garcia@academytravel.com. So you can send me an email if you're interested. And on the website, there's also a free quote form, so you can fill that out and just answer the questions on there. I can get a quote and get back to you as soon as I get those quote numbers and get that emailed to you. So a lot has happened in the last 6 months since I've talked to you last. But we are really excited to be back. We like to share the Disney news for people, for anybody going to Walt Disney World, whether it's your first time going or you've been there several times, the more you know about what's going on currently there, the better off your trip is going to be, because as we know, it can be overwhelming and it can be a lot. So the more you know, the better off you are and the more prepared you are. So with all that catch up, let's get into the news. So this week, Disney World announced the return of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. This year it's running from August 15th through October 31st. Tickets went on sale for resort guests on May 15th, so those are already available for resort guests. And for all other guests that are staying off-site, or for anybody else that wants to purchase those, they go on sale on May 22nd. Prices range from $119 to $229, which is a $30 increase from the highest price last year to the highest price this year. And it looks like opening night of August 15th will be $149. And then from there, it starts being tiered from $119, and it works its way up to $209 on Halloween night. The $109 actually starts on October 17th through October 31st. So that is the highest tiers for those dates. So if you're interested in going to Mickey's Not So Scary, the tickets are available, and I would get them sooner rather than later, because you don't want the risk selling out. We did our first Mickey's Not So Scary last year. It was a good time. Halloween is my favorite holiday, so I had an amazing time. That Boo-to-You parade is something else. That was probably the highlight of the evening for me. And Disney has announced over at Epcot, the Food and Wine Festival is back. It will be running from August 28th to November 22nd. And this year, the destination D23 is at Walt Disney World, and that begins on August 29th. So with the Food and Wine opening on August 28th and the D23 starting on August 29th, if you're going that weekend, expect that to be pretty busy. And of course, the Eat the Beat concert series is back at Epcot. We will have a list of bands when they get that announced. But that's Food and Wine has been announced. So if you're a fan of the Food and Wine Festival, make sure you mark that on your calendar. And over at Hollywood Studios, we have an example of out with the old and in with the new. As we know, Hollywood Studios is getting a Monsters, Inc. land over in the Muppets Courtyard. So things are starting to close down over there. On May 10th, officially Mama Melrose was closed. So that is no longer open for guests to dine at. And they have put blackout curtains over the windows so you cannot see inside. So they don't want anybody to be peeking in to know what's going on inside of there, obviously. And with the new, we have a couple new shows debuting in Hollywood Studios. Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After will begin on May 27th of this year. The show times for now and for the near future are 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 12:30, 1, 1:30, 2, 2:33, 3:30, 4, 4:30, 5, 6, and 7 p.m. So as of right now, that is the schedule. And they have started painting the theater over there that used to be Lightning McQueen's Race Academy. They have started painting the exterior for the new villain show. I am extremely excited for this. I'm a big Disney Villains fan, so I can't wait to see this one. Also, starting May 27th is the Little Mermaid stage show. It's replacing the old stage show, and that's been closed for quite some time, but they're getting that back up and running. Again, that starts May 27th as well. I don't have the times for that. I couldn't find them. But if you're going to Hollywood Studios, just keep an eye on the app or the paper schedules they have there, and you can see what times. They did install the sign on the building this week, and it looks very pretty, very good. It's a gorgeous sign. I will have a picture of that up on my blog on the website. And over at Animal Kingdom, Pluto has a new meeting spot. Of course, he was meeting in Dino Land over by Chester and Hester's, but with all the work going on there, he has moved. He is now meeting at the Oasis near the entrance of the park. It looks like he is, when you walk in Animal Kingdom, you can either go down the right-hand path or the left-hand path of the Oasis. Looks like he's on the right-hand side, but of course, I don't know if he moves around. But just check the app under the characters tab. If you're at Animal Kingdom, you can find out exactly where he's at. He will be meeting, as of right now, starts at 9:20 and goes until 4:40 p.m. But of course, they have breaks in and out, so just check the app if you're interested in meeting Pluto at the Oasis. So things are evolving in Disney World. We're starting to see stuff happen between Hollywood Studios and especially Animal Kingdom with Dino Land closing and Tropical America's coming in there. I'm super excited for that. And I'm really excited for Monsters Inc. Land at Hollywood Studios. I think that's going to be great. I'm excited for the re-theme of Rock and Roller Coaster to the Muppets. I know it's hard to say goodbye to the old stuff that was there for the nostalgia reason, but it's always exciting when new stuff comes in as well, to me, in my opinion. And that's it for the news in Disney World this week. Kind of a slow news week, so not a great week to restart the podcast, I guess, but what are you going to do? Now will bring me to my tip or trick of this week. I honestly don't remember what tips and tricks I covered on my last string of shows before we took a break. But this week I'm going to say my tip or trick to save a little bit of money. As we all know, Disney is expensive. So any sort of money you can save is a good thing. My tip or trick is to bring your own water bottle. You are absolutely allowed to bring in your own water bottle. You're allowed to bring in your own lunch if you want. You cannot have loose ice. You can have a backpack, though. You can put ice in baggies. And you can bring in, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You can bring in crackers, whatever you want. Cookies, whatever you want. But my tip or trick, especially in the summer, is to bring in your own water bottle. The water bottles at Disney World, I don't remember how much they were there last time we were there. I want to say they're like $4.50 for a bottle of water. Something ridiculous, especially in the summer months. You want to drink a lot of water. So that's going to add up to a very expensive day, especially if you're a family of 4 or 5 and you're there for a week. So you can bring in your own water bottles. Every quick service restaurant will give you a cup of ice water just filled in your water bottles. There are drinking fountains all over the place. You can fill your water bottles there. And a lot of times there are water coolers. They have like water dispensers on counters and stuff. You can find those around the park. They usually they don't want you to, if you find those, they don't want you to fill that straight into your water bottle. They usually have a stack of cups there and they prefer you pour it into the cups and then pour it into your water bottles. But yeah, that will save you a lot of money just by bringing in your own water bottle. And I want to introduce a new segment we're going to start doing on the show. It is called Spotlight on Attraction. We're going to pick an attraction at Walt Disney World and kind of give you a little overview, a little history, just a quick rundown of it, and get my opinions on it. And I think this is going to be fun for me because researching the rides on the internet, getting the history and the feel of the rides and where they came from and why they came into existence. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for me because I'm a big history person and diving into this kind of stuff is really interesting to me. So when I research stuff like this, I really get into it. And this week, we're going to be discussing the PeopleMover in Tomorrowland at Magic Kingdom. And I'll just give you a description of what it says on Disney's website. It is for any height, so no height limit, for all ages. It is a slow ride. And here's a description. It says, move above and beyond. Board an elevated tram for a leisurely voyage through Tomorrowland. During your narrated tour, go behind the scenes of attractions like Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger, Spin, Space Mountain, and Star Trader Retail Shop. See architectural models of Progress City, the prototype for Epcot. You'll enjoy amazing up-close views of the park from a unique vantage point. Always ahead of its time, the Tomorrowland Transit Authority PeopleMover accelerates magnetically using linear induction motors. So the idea of the PeopleMover goes back to Walt Disney's vision for the future, experimental prototype community of tomorrow, or Epcot. He imagined a futuristic city where people would use efficient and car-free transportation. Upon researching a little history of the PeopleMover, it goes back to Walt Disney's vision of the future for his experimental prototype community of tomorrow, or Epcot. He imagined a futuristic city where people would use efficient and car-free transportation. Now, one of those systems was a continuous moving vehicle, quiet, smooth, and perfect for getting around without the stress of traffic. Kind of sounds like a subway to me. In 1967, the People Mover debuted in Tomorrowland at Disneyland. It was sponsored by Goodyear, and at that time, it used rotating rubber tires in the track to move the vehicles along. It was never and is not a thrill ride. July 1st, 1975, the People Mover premiered at Magic Kingdom in Florida at Walt Disney World. It was officially called the W.E.D. Way People Mover, named after W.D. Enterprises, which was Walt Elias Disney Enterprises. But in the Florida version, it used the linear induction motors, so it did not have the tires to move the cars along. And in 1994, it was renamed to the Tomorrowland Transit Authority, or TTA, as part of the Tomorrowland update. The narration was changed to include the fictional transit lines like Blue Line and Green Line, making it feel like part of a futuristic city's transportation network. And in 2010, Disney brought back, the name. The ride was renamed Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover. That's kind of a lot to say. I just call it the People Mover. So that's just kind of a brief overview of the People Mover and Magic Kingdom. This is personally one of my favorite rides. Obviously, it's not, like I said, it's not a thrill ride, but it is a extremely relaxing ride. It's about a 10-minute ride, so you get to sit down for 10 minutes, and the views you get at Tomorrowland and Tron and the castle are amazing. I've never rode it during the fireworks. That is something I would like to do. I've seen videos of people doing it. That was something I would really like to do. I think you'd get some pretty cool views of there. I want to ride it when Space Mountain is down, because usually when Space Mountain is down, the lights are on in there. So if I ever see Space Mountain down and I'm in Tomorrowland, I'm going to hop on the People Mover just to go through Space Mountain with the lights on. This is, like I said, a very underrated ride. People just skip it because it doesn't look very fun, but it's amazing. The views are amazing. You get a breeze up there. You get a break for 10 minutes. I think I've rode this 2 times in a day before just for the break. So that is it for this week's Spotlight on Attraction. I think that's going to be a fun segment. Like I said, a lot to dive into and a lot to learn about the attractions. So I think that's going to do it for our show today. Thank you for joining. We are very happy to be back. We will be uploading episodes every Monday morning, probably 6 a.m. Central Time, between 6 and 8 a.m. Central Time every Monday, so look out for that. And again, if you want to plan a Disney vacation, Disney World, Disneyland, Disney cruise, you can contact me. I am certified and earmarked travel agent now. My email is nick.garcia@academytravel.com. And don't forget to go over to our Facebook page at Main Street Talk on Facebook. And we also, brand new, just started a Main Street Talk Facebook group. It's called Main Street Talkers. This is a group where we can all discuss the show, discuss the news, discuss anything Walt Disney World related. It'll be group discussion, like any other Facebook group. We are also on Instagram at Disney World News Podcast is the handle. And my travel Instagram is Vacations with Nick. That is the handle for my travel Instagram. And again, the website is up and running, mainstreettalkpod.com. That's where you're going to find most of the sources for everything in here for this podcast will be on the website. All the links will be in the show notes as well, but the website will be the main hub for everything, for all the links to get everywhere. And you can email me at nick@mainstreettalkpod.com for any Disney stories you want to share, any tips or tricks or anything Disney World related you'd like me to share on the show. So that's it for this week's episode. We will be back next Monday and every Monday after that, and we will talk to you real soon.